Good morning, everyone. This is Davina here from the Natural Remedies Kitchen. I want to share a few things with you, right? What happened with me this morning? So let's start from last night. I did a good portion of exercise, and then I walked as well, and then I got in, showered, went into my bed, not to sleep. I went in my bed to maybe to read my Bible, to have worship, but I don't know what happened. I just knocked right out completely. And I woke up a little after midnight. And when I got up at that time, I'm like, okay. I thought to myself, I must have just left the whole place open up. But then I got up and I checked the kitchen. The lights were off, the veranda, the lights were off as well. And the doors were locked, thank God. But my room light and my bathroom light was still on, and I was just lying sideways on the bed. Let's put it that way, across the bed. That's it. All right, so I said, all right, let me go and have my worship now. And the first thing I did, I went on my knees and I started praying, and I just started giving God thanks. Um, I the little things that we so often take for granted. I was giving him thanks for this property. I was giving him thanks for every piece of furniture I have. And I was just giving God thanks for everything and for the ministry and all that he has done for me. And I was giving him thanks for my staff. And I was just telling God how much I'm enjoying watching this spiritual growth of my staff, because I was listening to um, one of my staff yesterday, talking to one of the clients, how he's really enjoying this road of change, where he's changed his diet, and he's spending time with God and stuff like that. And he didn't know that that would ever happen with him, but he's really enjoying this walk with the Lord. And I was just listening when he was talking, and to the client, because that client, he knew that client, so they're from the same vicinity. So he was saying, the youths in his area, they wouldn't really understand, but he's making a change and he's really enjoying the move. And he was encouraging the client to change as well. So I was just giving God thanks for that. He hasn't made that commitment in water baptism as yet, but I was just I was joyful to see him sharing the gospel and sharing just through his testimony, just through the changes, the steps that he's making. So I was glad to see that. So I was giving God thanks for that, and I was just looking at how awesome God is. And anyway, I was finished praying now, and I said amen. And I was about to get up, and then um, I remember a pastor friend of mine, and I went back on my knees. And I brought up my pastor. So I was speaking to him earlier in the day when I was exercising, right? So he will know himself, right? And I was sharing, my testimonies with him, my mission testimonies, how the Lord takes me here and takes me there, and I'm, so glad to be single, because the things that the Lord used me to do, and some hours of the night, sometimes the Lord sends me to this client or to that client's house to help them, and I don't even know. I didn't know anything before. I just know the Lord just says, go there or go there. And when I go, after I'm there, then we really see the reason why the Lord actually called me and sent me to such places, because I needed to have been there then. So I was telling you, I'm so glad to be single, because God couldn't call a married woman out of her bed, out of her husband's bed, and send her to Timbuktu to go and look after client, on a Friday night, on a Sabbath night. So I am like God's little daughter, and I'm available. I'm at his disposal. He can call me anytime. He can send me anywhere. I know he's with me, so I fear not. So I was just praying, for that pastor, um, because he's in a high position of leadership, and we have to pray for our leaders. So I was praying for him, not only as a leader, but for him as an individual, his family and stuff. And then I was finished, and I don't even know if I was finished. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I was finished, but somehow I just opened my eyes. My eyes were open, and I looked sideways. I saw a 40 leg. I saw a 40 leg. Um, walking like he came through, must have come through the front door, must have come under the bottom of the door, and came right into my room and was coming in my direction. So I got up. I didn't have anything to kill him. All I had was a mosquito zapper. That surely cannot kill the giant centipede, the big 40 leg, big long stuff. Couldn't kill him with the mosquito zapper. But anyway, I tried to use it to juke him, but of course I would just break up my zapper. So he sort of went behind my night table and sort of under my bed. So I ran in my kitchen to get my machete, see if I could chop him up. I couldn't find my machete. It was not inside the kitchen. So I found a big hammer. So I took that hammer up and I said, all right, I'm going to go and I'm going to knock him out cold with that hammer. So I figured that he probably would have come from behind the bed by now if he was continuing at the speed at which he was walking, which was not very, very fast. But when I tried to juke him, he sort of wiggled up quick, fast, and moved a little faster. Anyway, so I go on the other side of the bed, and I had a case of tissue and a bag with some supplements there. So I was moving them to see if I could see where he's at. Oh, lo and behold, that thing looked as if he might have been in the rug, or the thing came up on my foot and stung me twice. I was so frightened. I dropped the hammer. I dropped the hammer and I kicked it. I shook my foot, or I guess violently, and it flung him off. And he went into my closet. And I texted one of my staff who lives nearby, and I say, "Come, a 40 leg just bit me." Um, And of course, he came up and he searched for it. We eventually found it. But can I tell you, I just picked out the stings. I picked them out with my hand. Um, it looks like a piece of him. That's how it looks. I'm so sorry I didn't take any picture of it. But I picked it out of my foot. It didn't swell. Um, just Initially, I didn't, to be honest with you, initially I didn't even realize that he actually stung me. I thought he was just on my foot. I thought what I felt was just his body on me. But after I was on the phone with Dr. Morgan and I was telling him that, a 40 leg just stung me. Um, then I sort of feel it burning, and I felt the burning, coming on a little bit more. And then I realized, oh, it's doesn't seem like it's not just that he was just on my foot. It seemed as if he stung me. And so I put my foot up in the light, and I look and I like, oh yeah, it's cut. You could see two cut on my foot, and his sting was there. So I picked them out. I picked it out with my hand. And when my staff came up, we searched for him and found him. That thing was so tricky. While we were there searching for him, he was like sneaking behind us, trying to get away. And I saw him, and he just trampled him, stomp him, and then we had to get the hammer and hammer him because that thing was so hard to dead. But yeah, we caught him. But what I want to say to you today, this is what I want to say to you. So, firstly, when you pray these hours of the morning, you aggravate the enemy. All right. So that was at midnight. When I called my staff, it was at 1:20 a.m. when I said to him, "Come." I didn't call him. I WhatsApp him, right? Said to him, "Come, a 40 leg just bit me." That was at 1:20 a.m. in the morning. And I just want to say to you, when you are interceding on behalf of others at that time of the day, you aggravate the enemy. It makes Satan angry, and thus he sent his enemy. There is the serpent that stung me. So that's the dead serpent. That's after we've hammered him, right? Um, I then took that picture. Sorry, I didn't take the picture of the stings because I'd put them on my bed. So when my staff came and he was like, "Oh wow!" And then he looked at my feet and saw where I picked it from. I was like, it's the first any of us has seen something like that, and seen it, the sting and things like that. So anyway, here we go. The Lord has promised us in His words, and let's just pray. Father who art in heaven, I am here to give you thanks again. I just want to praise you. I just want to bless your name because you're such an awesome and a wonderful God. You continually leave me in awe. I see your miracles day in, day out. I see your miraculous workings all over. I've seen how you've delivered many. And I see your promises being fulfilled over and over and over. And for that, I even just want to praise you more. This morning, just guide my thoughts, just guide my lips. Just let me praise you, let me glorify you. Whatever I say or do here, may it be done to your name's honor and glory because you're an awesome and a wonderful God. And I just want to tell the world about you. And I pray that this video may just touch the heart and the life of others. And so they too may just want to have that close, intimate relationship with you because oh, you love us so much that when we come seeking you, you just take us and hug us and say, "You have been waiting so long and you just care for us so gently." So I love you, Lord. And I just want to say thank you for loving me first. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, great. So look, the Lord sees in his words, he shall give his angels charge over us and he will keep us in our way. Psalms 91, verse 11. In fact, Psalms 91 is just one of them Psalms that you want to read all the time, right? It's one of them Psalms that just remind you of the different promises of God, that how he protects you in the time of storm, how he is your shelter, how he is your shelter in a dry, weary, thirsty land, how he protects your feet from wearing out. He protects you from the enemy. He gives you power to tread on serpents and yeah. So do not be afraid of the terror by night or the arrow that flies by day, right? This is the word of the Lord. Because when you are a faithful servant of God, he protects his children. His words are true. His promises are sure. I can tell you that. And I tell you as well, when you are interceding on behalf of others and you do these watch hours, the enemy targets you. But he cannot harm you. He cannot harm you. Look, the thing stung me. Here I am. Here I am. I did absolutely nothing. Right? So that's how powerful God is. No pain, no nothing. All right. It says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." Isaiah 41, verses 10. Um, and then now, Psalms 127, verses 7 and 8. I don't have all of it written out here, but it says, "Peace be within your walls." All right? This is when you're God's servant, you have to worry not about a thing more than, "Lord, help me to walk upright before you. Help me not to bring any disgrace to your name. Help me to be faithful to you. Help me to be true. Help me to be obedient. Help me to keep your commandments." All we need to do is just ask God to help us on the journey. Psalm 46 verses 1 say, God is our refuge and strength, a present help in trouble. 2 Thessalonians 3 verses 3 says, but the Lord is faithful. Is he not faithful? He indeed is faithful. And Mark 16 verses 18, and that's just a part of the scriptures, right? You can carry on reading them for yourself, because nothing is sweeter than when you open up a Bible and you read those words yourself. I'm not even talking about on Google. No, a physical Bible. I don't know if you're still able to see me, but a Bible, the Holy Bible. You pick it up, see this one all torn up, but it's my favorite. When you pick it up and you read these words yourself, it is sweeter than sucking on a honeycomb. Have you ever sucked on a honeycomb? Have you ever chewed a honeycomb? It's like you don't want it to. Well, first of all, it's just like it can't even finish chewing out, and you just want to keep rinsing it and wringing it and wringing it. It's so good. And Mark 16 verses 18 says, believers will take up snakes with their hands and it will not harm them. And then I just want to remind us of a story in Acts. No, I didn't even write down where in Acts that was, right? Where Paul, after being shipwrecked with, well, firstly, he was in prison, then he was transported on a ship going to another side, and then they had a storm, and they were shipwrecked, and they swam to shore, so the Lord protected them through this all, right? And Paul had reassured them that God was not going to allow any of them, no lives would have been lost. Surely they would have lose a ship, but their lives would have been saved. So yeah, they were shipwrecked, and they ended up on the island of some Malta island. And then when they were there, Paul was now putting together some fire, picking up fire sticks to light a fire so they could keep warm and maybe make themselves some tea or so. So as he was picking up sticks, a snake, a snake with poisonous venom stung him and held on to him. And like myself, would just flash my foot and kick him off. So Paul flashed his hand and knocked him off in the fire. And of course, what happened to Paul? Absolutely nothing happened to Paul, right? So, of course, they were there thinking, oh, this man must be a demon because the snake bit him, must be an evil person. But then they observed and they watched, and he was there with them for hours and nothing happened to him. So of course, now they think he was a god. So they started trying to worship him. But he's not a god. He's just a man protected by his God because he has been faithful and true. And it so I just want to say, when we walk with the Lord in the light of his words, he fulfilled his promises that he will cover us under his wings like a mother hen protects her children. He will protect us, right? Now, I want to say, so I went and I didn't even write it down, but I did a little Google search. Yeah, I did a little Google search to see if, because I'm fully plant-based. For those who know me, for those who don't know me, by the way, welcome all to the channel. Good morning, everyone. Right, I did say that already. If you all know me, I am fully plant-based. I'm whole food plant-based. I don't. I'm very mm, pe peculiar, right, about my diet. I just don't touch certain things with a tall stick. So I'm not just plant-based, but I'm whole food plant-based, and it's not every plant that I touch either, right? I'm very particular about what goes inside of this living machinery because God saved my life. He saved my life, right? I used to eat everything and anything, and I almost killed myself in more ways than one. One, I almost committed suicide, and two, disease almost killed me as well. So God has saved my life in many ways and more than one occasion. So I am very particular about what goes inside this living machinery, knowing that it is His temple and He has to dwell inside of it. Nobody cooks food for me. If I'm going somewhere, I eat before I leave, or I fast, or will stop and I will buy fruits and I'll just get myself a bottle of water and wash my fruits and I'll eat them and I'll buy maybe some nuts and some seeds. So if I'm out and I'm out for long, as I said, I'll buy some fruit and I'll buy some nuts and seeds and I might buy some grape juice, right? And that's dinner. That's dinner. If I've got to eat out, that's dinner. Nobody cooks for me because this temper, I don't mess about with it, man. Not after I've had so many chances. I don't play about. I don't want somebody to put something in my food that I don't want in this living machinery, that God doesn't want in here. So I just want to say what I was saying that to say. Um, I've got a really clean diet, and I do believe that my diet, my really clean plant-based diet, has really boosted my immune system. So that's how my body responded like that to the scorpion. But it's not a scorpion, to the sting from the 40 leg, right? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm rubbing the area. Can't feel a thing. It's fine. Right. So and I find that with myself. So I've been stung by bees more than once. I remember one day I was driving, and so I do eat a lot of honey, right? Or I use it in my hair, and I use a beeswax as well. So I'll use it in my hair. I'll use it on my skin. I use it beeswax, and I use a lot of honey. So oftentimes I will have bees following me, and I use a lot of so I eat a lot of florals as well. So like the rice and peas bush, you know what you call it, the coral vine. I will use it to make tea, and I will eat the blossoms in my salads and stuff like that. There are a lot of wildflowers, the moringa blossoms and stuff like that. The pumpkin blossom. I will eat these. So I have I tend to have a floral smell. I tend to have a floral smell or a fruity smell, my natural smell, right? Um, and yeah, so no, I'm not diabetic. I used to be, right? And that time when I was diabetic, I never really used to eat fruits for purpose. But now I eat fruits for breakfast. And no, you can come and check my blood sugar. You'll see. You could check it out every day for 100 days, and you'll see absolutely perfect, no problem whatsoever, right? I do eat my fruits. I eat an abundance of fruits. So what I was saying is, I believe that my diet and has boosted up my immune system, where my body how my body responded to this venom from this centipede. um my body's quite resilient. It just didn't really affected me, and I've been stung several times by bees. Yeah, I was saying, I was driving, and the bees came in the car and bit me, and the thing was stuck in my finger, and I'm saying to the person next to me, because I'm driving, I'm saying, take it off my finger, take it off, take it off, take it off my hand. But they were so afraid to touch the bee, so that thing was just in my flesh until I was able to slow down and just knocked it off myself, and then just pull this sting out. No swelling, no nothing. Absolutely no swelling, absolutely nothing. I just got on with life as if I wasn't even bitten. So, yeah. And I must tell you, oftentimes, especially now, it's mosquito season. I believe it is mosquito season in Jamaica. I don't want to think it's just in my house alone, all right? Because I do have a lot of plants in my house. But I believe it's mosquito season everywhere at the moment in Jamaica, because I hear others talking about the mosquitoes in the house. And listen, man, when I come out that bathroom, sometimes I just lie on the bed and I just fall asleep. No sheet, no fan, no nothing cover. I don't feel one mosquito bite. I don't even feel one, but I'll see them, and I can see, oh yeah, that one has really enjoyed himself. He has really taken out about a pint of my blood. Of course, not a pint, that's exaggeration there, but you know what I mean. Right. So I just want to say, I do believe that my diet has given me an advantage there, because for most persons, if they get bitten by a centipede, a big giant centipede, some a lot of persons have to end up at the hospital. You have to do remedies right away. They get swollen. The nervous system can shut down. They get infections. Even some people stung by a bee, you see all these big giant swelling or wasp on their skin. But whenever anything bites me, nothing happens. I just get on. So I believe one, the Lord has protected me and through my diet. So I'm gonna encourage you in two directions here. One, go on a plant-based diet. You will see amazing things will happen to you, right? So let me just share a few beautiful pictures with you. You'll see amazing things happen with you, right? When you go on a plant-based diet. I can tell you, I'm telling you from experience. I've seen my health has changed. My skin is absolutely beautiful. And by the way, I'm 50 years old this year, right? But when I did my health checks and stuff recently, it was in I think April when they had that big crusade over Portmore, the Yes series. My body age was that of 18 years old. I'm like, yes, Lord, this is your promises, right? That you know how many persons are searching for the fountain of youth? And I believe that I have found it, and I found it in Jesus. And I want to say to everyone as well, I give God thanks for taking me out of darkness and bringing me into his light, his marvelous light. I want to give God thanks for the Seventh-day Adventist Church because it is through this faith that I learned about a plant-based diet. It is through this faith that I learned about a plant-based diet. And I must say that not just a plant-based diet, but the overall lifestyle. And I have lived what I have learned. I have lived it. And I can tell you, um, I live daily to enjoy the blessings of this diet and this lifestyle daily. I am a walking, living testimony. I am a true example, and I'm very happy. I'm a very happy girl. I wouldn't trade my life for anything. I wouldn't. And do I enjoy my food? You think I'm just eating bush? You'll be surprised. Okay. So I want to share. Let me just share. So that's me, right? So the top pictures, that says before, yes, that's me, 2013. And here I am, the two bottom pictures, 2017. So the one on the exercise ball is about August 2017, somewhere between July and August. I was on a health and wellness course with Andrews University and that was a class I was in when I took that picture. And then by December 2017, I was about the size that's on the staircase there, right? So that's what a plant-based diet has done for me. And my new lifestyle, where I take my fresh air, I exercise, I put my trust in God, I drink my water, I go to bed and I sleep on time and I sleep well. I mean, mind you, there are times when I do go to bed late. Like a couple nights ago, I was doing some videos and I did several videos late until late, but I really just wanted to just get those out the way, which I'm not going to tell you that that is right because really, it's better to go to bed early and then wake up early and do the things that we have to do. But I went to bed late that night. So I'm not telling you that I am perfect, right? Yes, I slip up sometimes, but my general lifestyle is on the path of correctness, right? But yes, I do fall every now and again, but I don't stay down there. I get up because I serve a merciful God. And not that I'm taking God for granted, but I just want to tell you that the Lord is merciful. And if you have slipped up, don't give up because you need to confess to the Lord. You need to ask for forgiveness, and He will have mercy on you. So here we go. This is some dessert, right? Dessert. My own Our own plant-based milk. And by the way, this is at my house. Yeah, this is my kitchen. That's my tile on the wall there. Yeah, I thought that was one of my students' stuff, but no. Yes, because I do teach cooking as well, plant-based cooking. And there goes a lovely pot of the breakfast treat that I give my clients here, right? So that's some chia pudding with some passion fruit and cashew cream and molasses. There, sometimes we grow our own vegetables. We haven't got any now, but we're just getting ready to replant, right? So here you go, beautiful, homegrown. And as you can see in pots, yeah, bottles, you just get them, cut them, don't throw them away, cut them and get some dirt, fill them up and plant some seeds in them. Look at dinner. Beautiful, isn't it? You see? Moringa blossom on top there. Let's see what else we can identify from this. Some red cabbage there and some lettuce. That's some cucumber. That must be some chocho. Um, moringa leaf. And the dressing, make our own salad dressing. And this is breakfast at my house. This is breakfast. So there we go. An abundance of fruits. So in that plate, you've got some melon, you've got some star fruit, you've got some pineapple, you've got some plum, you've got some papayas. Let's see what else. Let's see the plum or guinea. So that's guinea. Right. And oh, and here. Okay, so that must be some supplement for who needs the supplement. But we also seeds. It's not there. You couldn't see it in that picture, but we take our seeds and our nuts with breakfast. So that's life around here. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful two different dressing, right? I make even vegan cheese and stuff like that here. So beautiful stuff. Here's another dessert, breadfruit and coconut dessert. And there you go, beautiful cherry on top. Absolutely sumptuous. So there I am, 2013. That was look at the belly. Look at the belly. I call that my wheat gut. But chronic constipation, depression. As you can see, the face. See that face there? Oh, it's round. It's shaped like the moon. It is called moon face. It's an indication of heart disease. Um, I was obese. I was diabetic. I was hypertensive. I had a tumor in my colon. I had fibroids. I had angina. Oh, yeah, I had a lot of stuff. Sometimes, no, when clients come to me and I'm doing their consultation and they're presented with certain disease, I'm like, oh, yeah, I had that. Had. So I am telling you that on a plant-based diet and a wholesome lifestyle, right? You can prevent diseases from coming in the first place and you can reverse them. And I want to tell you that you can also reverse the signs of aging. Look at me in this picture and look at me now. I'm telling you, I was in my 30s then. That was 2013. It's now 2026, right? And I am looking younger now than in this picture. And I feel great. I feel great. Sometimes I got up in the mornings and I'm in so much pain when I wake up in the morning. There was like pain radiating through my bone marrow. Pain everywhere. Gosh, it was so hard. Getting up was so hard. I'd be awake, but I'd have to wriggle my toes, my ankles, and then my knees. I'd have to move each joint individually until the flexibility comes back in them. So I was then now able to get up. But now I'm springing up out of bed like a baby kangaroo. And that's what we want. God promises us health when we are obedient to his laws of health. He promises us that our health will spring forth like the noonday. And when we keep his Sabbath and we are faithful, yeah, those are his promises. His words, not mine. So I am praying for you. And if you want me to pray for you, send me a WhatsApp message or send a message on this thing here. And I pray I'll go back and check them regularly just to see all the messages. And I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. I want to pray for your spiritual life and I want to pray for your health. That I want to pray that the Lord gives you a double portion of his spirit of obedience. I want to pray that the Lord soften your heart. So as he brings his health message to you, you will embrace it. I mean, I gravitated to that health message like in Jamaica, they would say, like, oh, dry peas want water. Yes, man. Yes. It was such a beautiful thing. I was dying. I was sinking. I was deep in sin. I was in the palm of Satan. I was down in hell. right? He was just going down in hell with me, just carrying me down. I was in that pit, and I'm telling you, why I want to pray for you is because a friend was praying for me. And God heard the prayer of that friend, and he interceded, and he snatched me out of the hand of Satan. By the time Satan looked around and realized I was gone, by the time he realized I was gone and he looked around, it was too late. Gabriel had me way out of his pit, and the Lord cleaned me up. He cleaned me up. Yeah, he cleaned me up. He really cleaned me up. And he placed my feet on solid ground. Here I am today. I'm just so over the moon, over in love, just overexcited about the love of Jesus. What he has done for me, from where he has brought me from, all that he has done for me. And I'm telling you, I'm a living, walking, talking testimony of a health transformation. Yes, the Lord has transformed me physically and spiritually, as well as psychologically as well. So, what he has done for me, he's more than willing to do for you. But I want to tell you this. Send your message through. You want me to pray for you? Send even your number through if you wish. Reach out to me on WhatsApp. I think the first slide has. Oh, I'll share my number on the picture here. Right. So you can reach out. Mhm. Let me. All right. Here you go. Let me make that big. I think that's there. It is on your screen. All right. So if you would like me to pray for you, or if you would like to learn more about God or how to optimize your health, um, send me a message on WhatsApp. Right. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Now, there you go. Oh, I thought I had a number on this. So if you are interested as well in doing a detox, again, you can call myself. And Dr. Eric Morgan and myself, we work together to help those with serious lifestyle diseases to overcome them and to reverse them, and preventative measures. You're well educated, so you know how to keep this ugly plan of the enemy to destroy our lives away from you and your family. May the Lord bless and keep you, and I do hope to hear from you soon. Bye. Love you.